Try this. What did you eat for dinner 3 nights ago? Most people stall out immediately. Maybe you get the day, maybe not even that. Now, try this instead. Finish the line, "Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?" You didn't stall. It was already there, word for word, melody attached, before you'd even finished reading the sentence. Somewhere in your head is a jukebox holding hundreds of songs, word perfect, filed next to a grocery list you can't reconstruct from 6 hours ago. That's a strange design choice for a brain that's supposedly optimized to keep the important stuff and drop the rest. Dinner 3 nights ago was arguably more useful to know. It's gone anyway. In 1985, a British musicologist named Clive Waring caught a herpes virus that went to his brain and burned out his hippocampus almost completely. What was left afterward is one of the most documented amnesia cases in medical history. Clive can't hold a new memory for longer than about 30 seconds. His wife walks out of the room and back in, and to him, she's arriving for the first time again. Sometimes 10 times in an hour, each reunion just as overwhelming as the last. He keeps a diary where he writes, again and again, crossing out the previous entry. "I am awake for the first time." He has no idea what he had for breakfast. He often doesn't know what year it is. But sit him down at a piano, and Clive Waring can still play. He can still sight-read a score he's never consciously seen. He can conduct a choir, cueing entrances, holding tempo, catching a wrong note in the tenor line, for the full length of the piece with total precision in a mind that can't remember the piece had started. Whatever got destroyed in Clive's head, it wasn't memory as one single thing. It was specifically the system that files new facts and events, what researchers call declarative memory. Something else survived completely intact: procedural and musical memory, stored differently in different real estate. Your brain isn't one filing cabinet, it's several, and they don't get rated equally. The dinner you had 3 nights ago lives in the fragile cabinet. The songs live somewhere sturdier. In 2009, neuroscientist Peter Janata ran people through an fMRI scanner while playing them snippets of music tied to different periods of their lives, and tracked which region lit up when a song triggered a strong personal memory. It was the medial prefrontal cortex, sitting right behind your forehead. That region does something else important. It's one of the last areas of the brain to degrade in Alzheimer's disease, long after the hippocampus has already been badly damaged. That's not a coincidence anyone fully understands yet, but it lines up with what caregivers have reported for decades. A person who can't recognize their own children can still sing every word of a song from their 20s, sometimes the only moment in a day they seem fully present. There's a second, separate effect stacked on top of this one. In 1997, psychologists David Rubin and Matthew Schulkind asked adults of all ages to recall personal memories and songs at random, then plotted when each memory was from. Almost everyone showed the same spike, a disproportionate cluster of vivid memories from roughly ages 10 to 25, regardless of how old the person answering was now. Researchers call it the reminiscence bump. Your brain wasn't recording your life at a steady rate. It was recording adolescence and early adulthood in high definition, and everything since in a noticeably lower one. That window lines up almost exactly with when most people first encounter novelty at scale. First heartbreak, first real independence, identity actively being assembled instead of just maintained. Novelty and emotional intensity are the 2 biggest levers for how strongly a memory gets encoded in the first place. And adolescence hands you both in bulk, on a loop, usually with a soundtrack you chose yourself for the first time. A song stops being background noise and becomes a stamp on the exact week you were falling apart or falling in love. Nobody makes that kind of emotional imprint attaching a song to a Tuesday grocery run at 40. Meanwhile, ordinary days like the one with the dinner you can't recall are, by design, low novelty and low stakes. Your brain runs a constant triage. Could this matter later? Most Tuesdays answer no before the day is even over, and the hippocampus lets that data decay on schedule, freeing up the same limited encoding resources for whatever might actually matter. That's not a flaw in your memory. It's the same system, working exactly as intended, just triaging a grocery list against Clive Waring's wedding day and losing on purpose. Which is what makes Clive Waring's case land the way it does. Strip away everything else his brain does, the ability to hold a new fact for even 30 seconds, the ability to know what year it is, and what's left standing is music. Encoded early, encoded emotionally, filed in the one cabinet that doesn't seem to get raided. You're doing the same triage every single day, mostly without noticing, discarding what won't matter and quietly reinforcing whatever soundtrack was playing the week you became who you are. So the next time a song from 20 years ago finishes a line before you've consciously remembered starting it, that's not a party trick. That's the one cabinet in your head built to survive almost anything else failing first.